Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. There's something back in the town of Kilika that I wanted to pick up, but I'd forgotten to while I was here. It's on the table right behind this guy on the floor's head. What do we have there? Oh, an Alphabet Primer! T to D. We're really starting to get a handle on this language, aren't we? And there's going to be more of those to come. Now we've basically finished everything here, we can head back out and head back into the village, or out of the village, into the woods leading to the Kilika Temple. It occurs to me that maybe they wouldn't have gotten their asses kicked by Sin had they not built their whole damn village over the ocean. Not particularly deep water either, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Notice the temple was undamaged, but that was because it's like half a mile inland. But whatever, I'm not here to judge. These people want to be stupid and live out in the ocean when there's an ocean-going monster killing everyone, and that's their business. Wrong way. Very nice. Oh, I decided to go the wrong way anyway. How nice. Okay, we have a new type of monster here. That little lizard dude. And we have an elemental thing. Good thing we have the perfect team on hand to take care of this. And of course, that is a lightning monster, so we throw water at it. And dead. And we have a treasure chest. Remember that the spheres are good for leveling your characters up as you move across the sphere grid. You need to use the sphere to unlock a section of the grid as you move over top of it. So you're going to want a bunch of these. And you're going to get a lot of them. So I wouldn't really worry about it. You'll probably never come to a point where you don't have enough spheres to unlock something when you get there. But just make sure you grab these things whenever you can.
Oh, these stone steps have a history, you know. Yep, Lord O'Holland trained here at his peak.
It's a lot of steps.
A race, huh? Think you can beat me?
Yuna, if you would.
Ready?
Ah, cheater.
Hey!
Okay,
Huh? Hey!
give chase. You may want to save here, though. I didn't.
Go! Everyone, quick! Sin spawn!
Oh, great, another one. Oh, damn. Got some long arms. Now, the thing that's in front of us, in front of our characters, is the actual boss itself, and it is the toughest of the three. The two things behind him are just hands that came up behind you. So take out these things behind you first. Also, they're vulnerable to fire, I believe. Now this monster is easier than Ochu was. At least in my opinion it is. So if you can defeat Ochu, you can defeat this thing. Oh, that is such a shame. And it's dead. Now, one down, two to go. Sounds like a target the right thing. There it is. Okay, they're down. Now we just have the main boss to fight. Throw fire attacks at it. Now you'll notice that Lulu's attacks are unobstructed. She does 360 points of damage. Quite a nice attack against this kind of enemy. But look what happens when I have Tidus attack. Even if I'll ever get to that point. Now if I attack it... Oh, 57. What happened?
It's hard as rock. My sword's no good.
Okay, it has heavy armor. Now, how do you get past this? Well, you're gonna have to use either magic, like what Lulu's doing. You can have a character come out that uses an ability called Tears, which get past that kind of armor, or you can summon an Aeon. Fortunately, we don't have to do any of those because the monster came out of its shell. And now, what happens when we hit it? 160. That's, what, 105 HP more than before. Twice as much. And it's still vulnerable to fire. Pull in Kamari. Okay, we have a limit break, an overdrive. Unfortunately, it's one that I had forgotten how to do. You gotta rotate the right analogs. The more you do it, the more fire attack you can do. Okay, let's quit screwing around here and pull out a summon Neon. Pull out Veil for the first time, I think, is actually useful. Except for maybe Ochu. You can pull this out against Ochu. Screwing around and get out there and kill. Okay, we have an overdrive immediately. Oh, look at that. 1044. That took off most of the remaining HP. Fortunately, Veil 4 is a little bit slow compared to this thing. It can attack multiple times. Remember, Sonic Wings pushes the target's attack back. So you may have a chance of being the next person to attack if you use Sonic Wings. Okay, Veil 4 is almost dead, but so is this monster, the Sin Spawn. And that'll about do it. And we've got it.
Yeesh.
Sorry about that. Hope to break you in a little slower.
Being a guardian's tiring.
You handle yourself pretty well. You got talent.
Hey. So, what are these Sin Spawn anyway?
Fiends. They fall from Sin's body and are left behind in its wake.
Leave him alone and Sin comes back for him. You gotta be quick.
That moment when Waka told me I had talent in battle, I think that was when I started seriously considering becoming a guardian.
How about that? He's found something else that maybe he can go on for. Before, I mean, it was just, oh crap, they have Blitzball. Maybe that's something that he uses as his motivation to keep going, because until he discovered that they had Blitzball and Spear, he was like, oh, this world is completely alien to me, and don't want anything to do with it, all that kind of thing. And now he's thinking, oh, you know what? Maybe I could be a guardian, and maybe I could, go around kicking ass and saving the world. A little more of a healthy thing for him, I think, than what Blitzball meant to him.
Huh.
So, they got fiends in Xanarkand too?
Just a few. It's a big deal when one shows up, though. Hey, since when have you believed me about Xanarkand anyway?
I've been thinking. Maybe people sin gets to don't die. Maybe sin carries them through time. Like 1,000 years through time. And then one day, maybe they just pop back, see?
I doubt it.
Amazing. Simply amazing.
Hmm?
You make up one theory after another, refusing to face the simple truth. Sin didn't take Chappu anywhere. Sin crushed him and left him on the Jose shore. Your brother won't just pop back. Oh, and one more thing. No matter how much you want it, no one can take Chappu's place. No one can replace Sir Jekt, for that matter. And there's no replacement for Lord Braska, either. It's pointless to think about it. And sad.
Of course she's right, but she could have been much less of a bitch about it.
I could never be what Chappu was. Well, stuff happens. Best not to worry.
Waka, Lulu, and Waka's brother, Chappu. Something had happened between them a long time ago. I was sure of it. Well, whatever it was none of my business, that's for sure. Best not to go there.
There we go back to that whole thing about Waka making a connection between Titus and his brother Chappu. Before, he's just bringing him along mostly because he looks like Chappu and he wants to think of him like as his brother, sort of a connection there. But now he's sort of evolved that to the point where he thinks like, hey, maybe my brother's not dead, and what happened to Titus could have happened to him too. Whether he actually believes that or not, or whether it's just sort of some sort of wishful thinking, I don't know, but I guess it's not really a healthy thing to have a delusion like that. But Lulu could have, been a little more delicate about the situation. She didn't have to go around and say what she did. And also, she brings up Lord Braska, which was Yuna's father, bring maybe the possibility that the reason why Yuna's a summoner is because her father was, and she wants to be connected to her father in some way, following his footsteps.
You here to pray for victory too?
Us? Pray? Who needs to pray? The Luca goers always win.
Oh yeah? Then why you here?
We've been praying for some competition this year.
So what's your goal this time? You gonna do your best again? Ha! It's too bad your best isn't good enough. Why even bother showing up?
This time, we play to win.
Ooh, play away. Just remember, even kids can play, boys.
See you in the finals!
What a bunch of dickheads.
We'll beat them. We have to.
You know that team?
Putting people down. They're as bad as my old man.
But Sir Jekt was a kind and gentle man.
Well, not my Jekt. Even 10 years after he left. Just thinking about my old man got me angry. But maybe that was just my way of keeping him... Nah.
No, don't nah that. That's a real possibility. You're just keeping him at a distance, because you haven't seen him since you were a child, and you had a distinctly negative opinion of him when he disappeared. And you're just maybe trying to convince yourself that all that was justified? Well, one thing's for sure. People in Spear knew Jekt, and they very well much look up to him. So maybe Jekt wasn't this complete dickhead that Titus thinks of him as. Yuna certainly has a high opinion of him. he's not going to say anything. He rarely speaks.
Lord O'Holland, guide our feet.
It's a little weird that they worship and pray before the summoners. Maybe it's sort of like in the ancient Egyptian kind of culture where the pharaohs were considered gods following your death.
A summoner, are you?
My name is Yuna, from the Isle of Besaid.
Donna? So, you're High Summoner Braska's daughter. That's quite a name to live up to. My. And all these people are your guardians? My, what a rabble. As I recall, Lord Braska had only 2 guardians. Quality over quantity, my dear. Whatever were you thinking? I have need of only 1 guardian. Right, Bartello?
I only have as many guardians as there are people I can trust. I trust them all with my life. To have so many guardians is a joy and an honor. Even more so than being my father's daughter. Of course, I would never think of questioning your ways either. So, Lady Donna, I ask of you, please leave us in peace.
You do what you want, Bartello, we're leaving.
That was another bitch.
A guardian is someone a summoner can rely on. Someone she can trust with her life. I wondered, did Yuna feel that way about me?
Well, she is staring at you.
What's she smiling about?
Lord O'Holland.
Now up here is the Cloister of Trials. Remember, we went through one of these in Besaid Island. Every temple has one.
The faith is below. Let's do it.
The faith?
But first, the Cloister of Trials. Kamari, Waka, ready?
Strength, everyone.
No.
Ah.
Ah! Hey, what gives?
You're not a guardian yet.
We'll be back as soon as we can, okay?
Oh, sure. Soon. Like tomorrow soon, I bet.
A reference back to when they were at the Besaid Temple. It took a day. They were trapped inside there for a day before Jesus went in after them. Also makes me wonder, if he's not a guardian yet, is there some sort of like official channels you have to go through to become a guardian? You just have to be chosen? I mean, what's the deal? I don't understand it.
Where's Yuna? Then why are you here?
Hey, I'm not a guardian, so I'm not supposed to go in, right?
Not a guardian, you say?
Hey, wait! Ah! Let me go! Go! Hey! What's the big idea?
Just a little game.
Huh?
Why is she so competitive?
This is bad. Really bad.
Why don't you just ride the elevator back up? Do you really have to go down there? Of course you do. It's the game. You have to do it to move on with the game.
Only guardians allowed. And I'm sure no guardian. Well, I guess it's too late now.
Not too late. You can turn around and go back. Take the elevator back up. I doubt they're waiting for you. Now we gotta go grab one of these flaming spheres, these Kilika spheres, and put it next to the door in order to burn the doorway. Now Kilika is the fire island, so we use fire spheres to do all of our stuff. Now, once that thing's burning, you cannot move through it, see? You gotta go take the sphere out, and it makes the burn go away, so you can walk through the door. And the door's gone, so we can move on. Now, there are two sphere holes on the other side of this room, and the one in the front. Now, you put a Kilika sphere here, and it brings up that glyph. Now over here, there's a sphere hole, there's nothing there. Then we have another sphere here, a glyph sphere. Now we're going to need that glyph sphere and put that one in the place where the Kilika sphere is now. So we got to go pull the Kilika sphere away, off of there. No, you're picking up the wrong sphere. Put it back. No, what are you doing? Alright, there we go. Right now I'm just sort of thinking back to that exchange between Donna and Yuna. And Yuna is always the, oh, you know what? I was wrong. You don't have to hold the sphere, you just have to touch the glyph. Anyway, back to that conversation between Donna and Yuna. Donna goes up, being her biatchy self, and Yuna comes forward and says, you know what? This is the way I do it. But then she goes around and defaults back to her overly nice persona and says, you know, I would never question the way you do things either, though. So that kind of kills her aggression, you know. I'm not really an aggressive person. That kind of gets rid of her. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, you know what I mean, don't you? Okay, you step on that, and you take this Kilika sphere out of the wall. That was unnecessary. And you go and head out of here, and you get rid of that sphere that I just picked up. Or you could go do this first. You have to do both. Push this pedestal to the right, and then on top of that little platform. I ask you to forgive me about how long it's taking me and how screwy I'm playing this, because it's been about 7 or 8 years since I played this game, and I'm trying to remember how to get through it. I probably should have gone and looked this up online or something. Now you push that in there, and what do you know? It does not get rid of the fire. So what are we going to do? Well, we go take our Kilika sphere, or flamer sphere, and put it over here. Grab that glyph sphere, and then put it over where we found that Kilika sphere. That changes everything around a little bit. And we have a door that opens. And the fire disappears. What do you know? How convenient. Now we have a destruction sphere. Now this destruction sphere, I forgot to show you how to do this back in the Besaid Temple. So I'm going to show you how to do it now. You use destruction spheres to open up new passages, not to advance through the dungeon, but to gain special items. See, we're going to use that destruction sphere where this hole is. So we're going to need to take this sphere out, put this somewhere else. Really, you should put this up here, but I'm not going to do that just yet. No good reason why I should do it now, other than I'm an idiot, I guess. And you go get rid of this sphere. No, can't do it there. Oh, yes you can. Ha! Let's get that destruction sphere. you put it here. And see what happens. Boom! Treasure chest. Red arm. Let's go get that Kilika sphere. Because that's going to go up here. It's not over here. There it is. Actually, there was one back there, wasn't there? And you put it there. And we're good. Why you can't hold two spheres at once, I don't know.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
It was Donna and that big musclehead man.
Yuna will be the one to suffer the consequences.
It's not my fault.
What consequences?
She could be excommunicated.
Well, if someone had told me that before, maybe I wouldn't have gone back up the elevator.
The chamber beyond is a sacred place. Only summoners may enter.
What? Even Guardians can't go?
It's taboo.
Oh.
Just wait.
So what's in there anyway?
The faith, remember?
Oh yeah, that thing, right.
The Faith are people who gave their lives to battle sin. Yevon took their souls, willingly given from their still living bodies.
Huh?
Now they live forever, trapped in statues. But when a summoner beckons, the souls of the Faith emerge once again. That's what we call an Aeon.
All that in this room? So what's Yuna doing in there?
She prays with all her heart for a way to defeat sin.
So the Faith, the Aeons are actually people. Well, just try going through that door, seriously, if they told you not to. Yeah, she doesn't like you much.
Just wait.
Oh, that was quick. Not nearly as long as it took last time, was it? Though she still looks a little stoned.
There was something I didn't tell anyone else that day. That song we heard there, in the temple, I knew it from my childhood. It was proof that Spira and Zanarkand were connected. Somehow. At least to me it was. Maybe that's why suddenly, I felt like I just wanted to go home. I tried to say something to tell them, but the words wouldn't come.
No, does that one look familiar? Should. Every Final Fantasy game that I can think of, or most of them anyway, have had that kind of summon creature, the Ifrin one. Ah, people just love Yuna.
I thought I had put my feelings for Zanarkand behind me. But they were there, and they grew inside me bigger and bigger, till I was just about ready to burst.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
What do you want to do?
To scream real loud?
You probably shouldn't have done it. Okay, now we're done with the Kilika Temple. We never have to go back here. So let's head back to Kilika Port, where we can take another boat to Luca, our next destination. Jesus, freaking out. Now we're a new type of enemy, the Flyer.
Don't strain yourself. I'll handle the bird.
See, remember that? Wakka's best for taking out the Flyers. And the reason why is because the Flyers are the ones with the most agility. And Tidus just does not have the accuracy to smack one of those things out of the sky. He can, but he'll miss too often for comfort. Wakka, although he has a slight deficit in physical power, makes up for it in accuracy. So there are certain types of enemies that Wakka is good at, certain types of enemies that Tidus is good at, Lulu, even, I wouldn't really say Kamari. Kamari's more of a mixed bag of character abilities. But there's just that entire setup. I think I may have mentioned that in previous episodes, but you got it again. You go back in town, they're still rebuilding, it'll probably take them a while. The port's off this way.
Off to Luca at last. The matches start soon as we get there, so rest up on the way, yeah?
That team is the Kilika Beasts, another Blitzball team. And now that we're leaving Kilika, that will be the end of the episode, so tune in for the next one as we travel to Luca and play the Blitzball tournament.